Okay, so we're gonna go over do what. Okay, so far in our task, we have write a baseball story, tell an adventure a baseball team has during a game, use realistic details from the story, and develop a character setting problem and use details, dialogue, and description. Any problems with that? Okay, and we did that a couple days ago, and then we started working on our CSPACE, right? Okay, does anybody want to start sharing their pick idea so then we can help you with the CSPACE? So share your pick idea, and then let's talk about the CSPACE. Anybody want to go first? And it's okay if you're not all the way done. The point is not to be done. The point is just for giving feedback and sharing our ideas and making sure that our pick idea kind of aligns up with our prompt, right? Do you want to go or go ahead? Okay.
The star catcher forgot her mitt and all the mitts do not fit.
Oh, that would be a big problem. Did you hear that? The star catcher forgot her mitt, and all the other mitts do not fit. Kind of sound like Dr. Seuss, don't we? Okay, so I'm going to write that down just so I have that. And then, can you share your CSPACE? So, let me write it down on the back here. Okay, star catch. Did you say catcher? Star catcher? Yeah. Star catcher forgot mitt. Others do not fit. So Eleanor's still working on her CSPACE, but we're going to see how that aligns with the prompt. Okay, so we're seeing how our pick idea now is kind of moving into our CSPACE, and if we need to help her make any modifications. All right.
Eleanor / star catcher, Leah, Elise / coach, and Ella.
Okay, those are her characters.
Setting is baseball field at, I was going to put Indiana.
Indiana? Yeah, you can do that. So would that setting work, a baseball field in Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah. And can we give you a little feedback on that? Can we make that, you guys live in Indiana, do you know a field's name?
Tell City.
Sure, you could use Tell City. And then if you want to change that later, you can always change that, right? Okay. And then what's P? What's P stand for again? I forget. Problem. Okay. And then what's your problem?
Eleanor forgot her mitt, so could not play.
Okay, yeah, Eleanor forgot her mitt, which is, I think catchers wear a special mitt, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a problem. Okay. And then you have A. So what do we want the first thing to happen? Do you guys want to talk and help Eleanor brainstorm some ideas? You want to help brainstorm ideas? You can go ahead. What could be the first event that happens?
She was picked her to play a baseball game, and then she forgot her catcher's mitt.
Okay, so they get there off maybe the bus, and then she goes, what do you usually do before a game? Yeah, you practice, you warm up. You play baseball, Bentley? Yeah, I remember seeing you at a game. Okay, so you go and you start practicing and warming up, and then she realizes what? She forgot her mitt. That's great. That's a great start, right? So that can be our first event. She hops off the bus, gets ready to practice and warm up, and bam, she can't find her glove, her special mitt, right? And if you didn't know, the catchers they're very important because they warm up the pitcher, right? Do you guys know that? Have you ever seen that? Yeah. Okay. So how could we solve that? What's going to happen, you think, in her story? What were you thinking? Since it's your story, I don't want to take that away from you.
One of the fans had a mitt to fight.
That's a good idea. So how are we going to make that happen? You don't have to write that part down, but Eleanor's saying, like, they go to a fan, and a fan gives her a mitt. So that's really a good idea, right? So that... Okay, so how are they going to get to that? So they step off the bus. She probably went to warm up with the pitcher, and now she can't find her mitt, right? So what would you do? What would you probably start doing? You'd probably start getting really worried, right? And so she probably goes to coach, right? You have a Coach Elise up here. Okay. And then so what would be the second major event you think would happen in your story?
She goes over to everybody and asks them to see their glove.
Okay, so Eleanor is running everywhere, all to her teammates, saying, does anybody have a mitt? Have you seen my mitt? Right? Okay, so that would probably be your step 2. She starts hunting for her mitt, right? Okay, you want to write that? So do you see how her CSPACE is lining up with her prompt, right? Okay. Does anybody else want to discuss their CSPACE? Maybe that you have some questions and we can brainstorm